Hello fanciers. Welcome back to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. The content you experience here is fictional and for entertainment purposes only, something like a Harry Potter book, or the story of the Avatar, The Last Airbender and content of that nature. Please like, comment and share this video and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is posted to this channel. For this episode we will recount the Rabk Convention hunting trials that took place just before the spring of 1923. These badger hunts were an effort to place a control on the escalating wild pest population in the area at that time. The farmers and badger hunters had a very good working relationship, and it culminated into events such as the one we will report on today. Show number 1. Rabk's Skilly Ben vs JYK's 50 caliber, males, set at 43 pounds. Referee, PK. For this hunt, two prospects were hitting the trail. The Rabk club was using one of their own mixes while the JYK team was using one of their Crow-maintained blends. At the scale, Rabk's Skilly Ben, 43.0 pounds. JYK's 50 caliber, 40.1 pounds. Both hunters were within the contracted weight limit and made their way to the hunting trails. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle, with 50 going for the shoulder, pinning his badger to the ground, while Skilly was off to an early defense on his badger's muzzle. Early on the hunt it was an even exchange, with both dogs showing good strength and ability for the first half of the hunt. 50 continued to hit up his badger in the shoulder and front end while his badger tried taking him off by the muzzle. Skilly on the other side of the trail was shooting for his badger throat and legs and shaking viciously on contact. As things heated up, 50 was taking heavy damage to his front end guards while Skilly's badger was hitting him up in the face, bottom jaw, and nose. 50 eventually began to fade and hitting the mat more often while Skilly was establishing dominance on the hunt. A turn was called and acknowledged on 50. 36 minutes in and handles were achieved at the 39-minute mark with 50 to scratch. 50 completed his scratch and the hunt continued. Skilly continued to dominate on the hunt with his badger trying to keep him out on the muzzle and bottom jaw. Another handle was achieved at the 50-minute mark with Skilly to go, and he completed an explosive scratch, ramming his catch into the corner of the trail. The hunt continued with Skilly far ahead, shaking viciously, and dragging his boar on occasion. Another 2 handles were achieved before 50 was counted out on his third chance to go, and Skilly completed a bolting scratch to end the hunt. Winner, Rabk's Skilly Ben, one-time winner in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Show number 2. TIK's Barnes one-time winner versus Rabk's Tank, males, set at 38 pounds. Referee, ARNK. For this hunt, TIK team was trying to pick up their second ribbon with the Barnes Hound, while the Rabk club was on a mission to stop them with their Tank prospect. At the scale, TIK's Barnes, 37.9 pounds. Rabk's Tank, 36.5 pounds. Both camps met the weight requirement and the hunt was on. From the release, Tank bolts across and meets his boar on the other side of the trail. Barnes on the other hand is released late but manages to pick up his boar in the back end, putting it to the mat in short order. Tank gets his badger out by the head and face. Barnes on the other side of the trail was taken out by his boar on the head and continues to drive for a hold in his boar's front end. Tank moves to his boar's shoulder, shakes but falters, and his boar gets in on his back end and shakes viciously. Barnes on the other side of the trail gets his boar to the mat and is showing good strength and ability. Tank regained his footing and went in on his boar's shoulder. Barnes on the other side of the trail began defending as his badger was moving in on his front end. Barnes was showing good strength and bite on the trail while Tank was displaying good speed and ability. This was the nature of the exchange. 17 minutes in, Barnes is breathing heavy but he is shooting for his badger's front end and throat. Tank on the other side of the trail is trying to keep out of trouble on his badger's head and face. 48 minutes in, the pace slows and both hunters are hitting the mat. Tank however is shooting for the legs while Barnes is going for the shoulders and kidney area. Tank tries to keep his badger out by the nose and face while Barnes is trying to dominate any spot left open. 50 minutes in, Tank breaks and is protesting on his side of the trail. 53 minutes in, a turn is called and acknowledge on Tank and handles are achieved. 57 minutes in, Tank is counted out on his side of the trail while Barnes is screaming to continue the hunt. Winner, TIK's Barnes 2-time winner in 58 minutes. Show number 3. DBDK's Gary 4 1-time winner versus RABK's Rudy. Males, set at 36 pounds. Referee, PK. For this hunt, the DBD team was bringing back out their Gary male that contributed to his sire's poor status last season. RABK on the other hand was trying out a young prospect down from heavy Mexican Eli and Red Boy lines. At the scale, DBDK's Gary 4, 36.5 pounds. RABK's Rudy, 35.6 pounds. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Gary going straight to the badger's shoulder and shaking viciously. Rudy on the other side of the trail was off to an early defense trying to keep his badger out by the muzzle and side of face. Gary continued to dominate on the hunt, holding up his badger on the mat, while Rudy is still trying to get his wild boar out. Rudy eventually regains his footing and shoots for the back end and shaking hard. Gary on the other side of the trail also moves to his boar's back end and the wild boar tries to take him out on the head. Rudy on the other side of the trail is backing up and driving into his boar's chest and striking on occasion. Gary begins defending from his boar's vicious attack and gets him out by the head shaking viciously. A turn was called on Rudy 9 minutes in and his boar was beating him to most of the holds. Gary on the other hand was showing good strength and bite and this was the nature of the exchange for the first 20 minutes of the hunt. Handles were achieved at the 23-minute mark with Rudy to go. Rudy gazes at the wash-up bucket before completing his scratch. Gary continues to dominate on the hunt. Handles were made again at the 27-minute mark and Gary completed an explosive scratch, folding up his badger in the corner. Rudy on the other hand is being dominated by his boar in the shoulders and back end. By the 30-minute mark Rudy is protesting while Gary is gaining an impressive lead on the hunt. Handles are made at the 30-minute mark and Rudy is counted out. Gary then makes a bolting scratch to end the hunt. Winner, DBDK's Gary 4 2-time winner in 36 minutes. RABK's Convention 1923. BIS, RABK's Skilly Ben 1-time winner BIS. GIS, TIK's Barnes 2-time winner GIS. Thanks to the hunting clubs for providing inspiration for these fictional accounts. Thank you for watching and continue to tune in to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. Until next time, the best place to begin is square one, and remember, good dogs are where you find them. Be sure to comment, like and share this video and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content.